All right, let's bring in longtime critic of Obamacare, Dr. and Senator John Barrasso. Good to see you today, sir.
Thanks for having me, Shannon. Nice to be with you.
Well, okay, you have the formal rollout now, but not everyone's convinced. Forget across the aisle. Let's talk about Republicans, because in my inbox, I just got an email. Senators Rand Paul, Mike Lee, Congressman Meadows, and members of the Freedom Caucus are going to have a joint press conference at 3:30 this afternoon. You know that they have been skeptics. They've had a lot of criticism. They wanted to see the plan and read it. They have now. And they're going to have their press conference. We'll find out if they do have objections or where we go from here. But how do you convince them?
Well, first of all, let me reassure all of your viewers that this is a monumental shift away from Obamacare to give people the freedom that they have been looking for. I think all of those members have very important concerns. They will be heard. They need to be incorporated. But for all of your viewers, let us just say this proposal eliminates the mandates that people have to buy insurance. It eliminates the taxes and the penalties while it preserves the things that are very important. Protecting people with pre-existing conditions, making sure that young people up to age 26 can stay on their parents' plan, and eliminates all these lifetime limits for people with serious illnesses.
Okay, so how do you respond to those who say it is just an entitlement by another name? You've got tax credits. There is a price tag to this thing. You can't do all those wonderful things that you talked about without the money coming from somewhere. And when you throw in the tax credits, there are people who worry that this is just an entitlement by a different name, Obamacare Light. In fact, Justin Amash, one of your colleagues across the Hill, a Republican congressman, when the plan was put out last night, he retweeted it with simply these words, Obamacare 2.0.
Well, my opinion is looking at this and going through it, and this is something, Shannon, that people can read. It's 120 pages. It's not 2,700 pages. To me, this is lights out on Obamacare. It's returning the freedom to people. It's getting back away from government-controlled health care to patient-centered care. That's how this whole process is lined out. I think it's important. There's going to be, as you've already reported, amendments, a markup on the Hill, committee hearings. This is the first step in this so people can see it, see what's in it. It is, to me, a major step in the right direction to keeping our promise. The promise to repeal and replace Obamacare. We're just trying to give relief to people, peace of mind for those who have been suffering under the president's health care law. And I heard from those people this weekend in Wyoming, actually at a health fair in Buffalo, Wyoming, people who said, we got to get rid of it. What I had before was better than what I have under Obamacare and than what I'm mandated to buy. They like the things that we're talking about here, protecting people with pre-existing conditions, but getting rid of the things that people really don't like, the mandate that they had to buy something the government told them they had to buy.
So we won't expect any Democrat votes. They didn't get any Republican votes when they passed Obamacare. We don't expect any this time around. So how do you convince your colleagues who are still wary? Do you think through the process, you mentioned the two House committees that are going to tackle this. Do you think through that process they'll have some input? Do you see substantive changes coming so that you can count on their votes? You need everyone.
Well, every member will be allowed to weigh in to bring forth their best ideas, and there are some really additionally good ideas out there. That's going to be part of it. And as President Trump tweeted this morning, this is phase one. There's going to be phase two, phase three. This Obamacare took us 7 years to get to this point where the system is collapsing around us. The president has only been in office for 7 weeks. It's going to take time to transition. We are on the right course, and I think this is the right place to start.
All right. Senator Barrasso, always good to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.